Well, first off, how's it going, Haggard community? We're here at the Ginger compound for some reasons. The Pro R needs some love.
Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
As you guys probably have seen in this past Windrock series. If not, go back and watch it because there's a lot of carnage that happened. Pro R went down, sadly, first day. Started going through it. You know, it's all scratched up. You know, that's no big deal. Door still operates good. Come in here. Just some minor breakage there. Happens to the best of us. Now this is actually the first time anything drivetrain wise has broke on this machine. Okay, no bueno. I got a couple axles in, so I'm gonna be changing those out. You guys don't want to watch that, so it's pretty simple. Pretty simple job. Probably pretty self-explanatory to all the RZRs as well. Now I lost the front diff. Okay, so first initial thoughts, I thought the front diff, something broke, sprag, whatever. No front wheel drive, going up trail 15. Next thing I know, I'm one wheel drive. I would have had it, but oh well. Front diff gave out to Joe Coffman, and then I was talking to him and he said that it's called a torque limiter in the transmission. That's probably your cause. And I'm like, I didn't know this was a thing. The Pro R transmission is kind of new to me. I've done XP turbo transes, 570. I've done all those. Those are all the same, pretty similar style transmission. These ones are a little bit different. Let me try to word this professionally. Your prop shaft always spins, but there's a clutch pack in there. It's a torque limiter, I guess, you know, so it's not 100% constant power to where if it starts getting too stressed, it'll slip that clutch pack rather than break axles or destroy diffs. So kind of a cool design, kind of not, because it failed. 1,300 miles on it. Granted, you know, I don't know why it would fail. I've never beat on the machine. Oh my God. Oh, man. Bear with me, as it's just me trying to get all this done and film, because like we've said previously, Jeremy and Dude, they live 3 hours from me. Lou lives an hour from me, but well, he has carnage as well. So he has a transmission. He exploded his reverse chain, his differential. So he probably has more work to do on his than I do mine. So he's busy. So it's just gonna be me filming, me pulling the transmission. So if you guys are here for that, cool, to learn, because there's no real videos out there. Whole new design. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull the transmission. And we'll go from there. On the cool thing, I learned this trick with the fucking axles. Sometimes it's like the movie magic. If you just kind of snap your, hang on, well, that didn't work. Let's try that again. All right, there we go. That's the right click right there. I'm kind of getting used to this whole snapping thing. So we went with some Rhino 2.0s. The shafts look a little bit beefier since let's see, you know, I sheared it right off. Here's my little update on the axles. Doing them, for one, super easy. I just took the two radius rod bolts off, 21 millimeters, popped the axle nut out. These axles came out easier than any axle I've ever changed. And obviously, if you watch our previous videos, you know this machine never goes in any mud. But I was looking at them, and they have a little O-ring. So not only do they have their little lock ring, but they have a little O-ring, because inside the differential itself was completely dry. There's no rust, no water. Dude, they literally, not even one tug, they both pulled right out. So hoping the front diff's that way, because I'm probably never gonna break an axle in the front. But if I do, I'd like it to be easy, squeezy, lemon peasy to pull out.
That's what she said.
Here's what you guys are really here for, is the transmission. I already got the back seat removed. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of the covers and whatnot off. You guys don't need to see that. It's pretty self-explanatory, because I'm gonna probably pull the clutch, pull all that fun stuff. I'm gonna record the best I can by myself with the great lighting I have here at my shop. So see you back in a bit.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, here's a little tech tip. For any of these P90 style clutches, normally you can do the little slide hammer action to pull this off so you can get your clutch puller in here. Well, what you can actually do is when you pull off the cover, you pull this little guy out. It's normally sitting right there, and that's what prevents you from being able to fit your clutch puller in. And then bam, you get your clutch puller right in there. Another thing I did, since I've never pulled this before, is I put bread in there. And what you do when you put the bread in there, it works like when you guys do the grease. So it's like a hydraulic pressure pushing the clutch off instead of just using the puller itself to push up against the crank, or in this case, it's actually the transmission. So it actually makes it off a lot easier. My heater is running, so I didn't grab the camera, but I mean, this thing literally popped right off. It's already coming off. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the rest of that off. It already popped free. I gotta hold the clutch with one hand. Well, actually, let me just stick this in here. I'll do it the proper way. Stick that in there so I don't spin. There we go. Just to kind of show you how easy this is. So I think I might actually. Come on, almost there.
75 years later.
That came right off eventually. I guess the puller actually started threading it in there. Like I said, so this little piece, it normally sits right in there. Bam, you pull that thing off. You can get your puller in there. Comes right off. A little bit of bread in there. It'll be all right. But yeah, it popped right off. So now we're gonna get at the cover and go from there. You can have 4 10mm bolts around there. 10mm, 10mm. There's another 10mm up there. And then they switched it. You got about 6 or so T30 bits. Go ahead and take on both sides. You're gonna want to take your breather tubes off, which are just an 8mm or whatever, to take the banding off. And then it should hopefully come out. Drop some bolts, why not? So, oh, there it goes. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. Let's see what color the frame here. I'm gonna go ahead and set this down and yank this out with both hands. It's a little bit pain in the butt to do it with one hand and holding a camera. All right, so went ahead. We got the cover removed. I actually end up, I guess, pulling off the little piece on the side of it. I'll show you in a minute. Just kind of threw it up there. So now I guess if I wanted to, I could probably just pull all these bolts, pull the cover off, and look inside the transmission. Granted, I'd have to pull the prop shaft, but instead, for science, it's all for science. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the whole transmission out, because why not? It don't look too hard from here. You know, you got your 2 mounting brackets right back here. All the little bolts holding it on. I went ahead, pulled this cover off. We got, it was like 3 10mm bolts and 1 15 right there. And then right here, look at all that loose. Get in there. It's loose. Loose. That is why the shifting on these things feels so weird. So when I go to put this back together, I'm gonna go ahead and adjust that and tighten it up. So I went ahead and I pulled this piece off. Made it a lot easier to slide out. I think I'm gonna pull the cables off for the shifter linkage, and then show you all the bolts that hold the transmission on. Well, from what I could tell, those are all the bolts holding it to the motor. So after I got the shifting linkage unhooked, which was a couple 12mm bolts, loosened it. There's a 15, a 15, 2 15s holding the bracket on. Pulled that off. Let me grab the light so you can actually see. Okay. So on the bright side, 15mm has been a majority of the bigger bolts. Those are gonna be 15 with a bolt and a nut. So so I'm gonna need 2 hands for that. And go ahead, that's a 15 as well. Get that off. Got all these little wires off, a couple 10s, pull those off. My plan is to not pull the prop shafts, is I'm gonna move the transmission forward and then kind of like wiggle it and move it backwards at an angle to get that prop shaft off. So if that don't work, I will be crawling underneath it to drop and remove the prop shaft, but hopefully that'll work.
Much later.
There's some stuff that didn't make the video, so I'm just trying to, I guess, figure out how to do this. Not to mention, I got a Raptor over there. I'm doing a top end too, so I'm kind of trying to balance between both jobs. That one's done, ready to focus on this. So, the prop shaft's still on there. I went to go take the carrier off to give me some slack, so I pulled the skid plate off. But then, you can't get to this bolt. So, thank you, Polaris, for making everything so difficult. So, I had to take all this out, which is just a bunch of those little plastic pins, 2 10mm there. I went ahead and took the mounts completely off. Okay. So the transmission is loose right now. The only thing that's holding it on is that prop shaft. And then I removed this shaft, which has 2 U-joint straps. I believe they're 5mm Allens. So I removed those, got that out. Literally everything is loose except for getting this prop shaft. So I am gonna try to loosen the carrier and wiggle it out. Hopefully. If not, well, I'll give you another update. If so, hopefully I'm just gonna have the transmission on the bench and go from there.
Good luck to you.
Finally got everything pulled. So had to go ahead and, like I said, pull all this stuff, get the carrier bearing moved up, get everything taken off. A little bit more work than I anticipated. Honestly, next time, probably just gonna end up pulling the motor. I feel like it'd be way easier that way. Just trying to get away from doing that, and then honestly, there's only 2 more motor mounts. That would have been done. So I went ahead, already pulled this off and make it so that's easy for you guys. You get to this point, you're gonna figure out how to take that cover off. That's gonna be the easy part. Okay, so this is the transmission. Come over here. This is the issue. So that's gonna be your output going to your rear end of the Pro R. This is your output coming to the front on the Pro R. And man, if you guys had smell-o-vision, you could smell the clutches are burnt. So it don't look like anything else. The nut did not back off. So this is the clutch pack that ended up burning out. And that is why I no longer have 4-wheel drive. So thank you, Polaris. We'll go ahead and get that fixed. As of right now, I don't know what I'm gonna do, if I'm either take it back to stock or send it off to Joe Coffman and get the delete kit.
This is hard. I am in a pickle.
All right, here we are back at it. So this is your output shaft going to the rear end on the Pro R, and this is what goes to the front end. These are the clutches that wear out. Okay, I must have slipped them. Looks like there's actually a little bit of slippage in here. Got that disassembled. So that is going to Joe Coffman. He's the one who does the Hill Killer diffs. So I talked to him about that kit. While we're on the phone, we're discussing the front diffs. So actually, last minute, I'm deciding to pull my front diff so I can send that to him to get bulletproofed as well. Obviously, you're gonna have to take the front end off, take tires off, pull the axles. The fun part is to get in here, which you guys can't really see, but the bolt for the front diff is behind the upper control arm. I'm gonna try to just take the bolt out and pry up on it, so I don't have to pull it, because they're a pain in the butt to get to this back bolt, which goes out that way because you can't really get behind it. So we're gonna throw you guys in a time lapse, get that pulled out.
Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine, living life with the noose, and in my mind, all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like everyone's a stranger.
lips out. Way easier than the transmission. That was a breeze. I mean, I got done like an hour. First time pulling it too. So I did have to go ahead and remove the upper control arm. I don't know if you guys know, there actually is, the bolt comes out this way. There's a little door, access door in here to get to it, right behind the gas pedal. So I took that out. I didn't have to take this one off. I could sneak a wrench up there, 18 millimeter, to not have to remove this upper control arm, because that one is more of a pain than to do the other one. The hardest part probably was getting the roll pin out. And you guys probably have seen, I struggled quite a bit on the axles. Those axles were a pain in the butt. Back came out with ease. Fronts, not so fun.
One pair of pants later.
All right, here we are for either A, another video, or B, the same video. I don't know where this is gonna go in. Jeremy's the man, the myth, the legend. He's the one who does all the editing. I just decided after the last trip, I wasn't 100% satisfied with the AA clutching. And as you guys probably just seen, the transmission, everything's tore out of my machine right now. Transmission and the front diff. So I decided to actually throw in a Bikeman clutch kit. I was kind of satisfied with their exhaust. It's a little bit loud, but sounds amazing. So I went ahead and bought the sniper kit, basically. Okay, I already went ahead and threw the spring in the secondary, and then I bought the cover. I actually read it's supposed to keep your belt temps down 30 degrees. Sadly, I won't be able to look at that because that looks sweet compared to the stock, plus obviously a lot stronger. So I was a little bit confused, so I went ahead and gave them a call about, I guess, like how to install the weights and clutching, like just the paperwork in general. So what it said was 2-2, which is 2 weights per side. Bam, bam. I did those, and then when in the, I guess the copy, it showed. Let me actually see if I can pull this up on my phone real quick. Let's see. If you zoom in, I guess I was confused by the left to right side like that. Which technically, if you would be looking at it, it'd be looking like the weight was like that, but it actually is looking down the barrel. So I already got one weight installed here. I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest, which I'm going to start off with their basic, which was, I believe, left barrel is a medium to the heel for aggressive riding, which, you know, I like to ride aggressive, and then a large and a medium on the other side. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up. I'm probably gonna throw them in here to do it because it's kind of hard to screw them in. So I'm gonna throw the weights in here, screw in the screws, throw the cover on, and then I'll get back to you guys and show you what that looks like all installed. All right, bam, everything's on. Looks way better. Too bad I won't be able to look at that. So the cool thing about the Bikeman is they are real easy to adjust. So I went ahead and put the screws in with, I guess, I installed the weights, and then I put the screws in. So from here on out, I can adjust the screws for, I guess, RPM engagement. It's all in the sheet. If I have to adjust it, I'll let you guys know and go from there. So you gotta have your little small screws, medium, and then large, and then plus your magnetic weights. So from factory, it does medium on the left, or like from what it says, I kind of start up mediums on the left. It says to the tip for normal driving, to the left for more like rock crawling, I guess higher engagement, you know, I guess taking off heavier on the throttle like I always do. And then on the right side, the medium screws all the way to the tip. The large is at the bottom. So I went ahead and did that on all of those. I'm gonna go ahead, test out in 32s. I'm not gonna set it up for the 32s, but I will set it up for my 37s because that's what I primarily run. And then the 32s, I'm gonna throw the stocks back on to hit the track, get a little bit more wheel speed. Plus I gotta race another Pro R and can't let him win. So he has 35s already. Roadzillas is what I like to call them because I think they're only good on the road. But tomato is, I guess that'll bring some people to the comments right there with the Roadzillas versus the 370s that, as you've seen in the Windrock trip, the only guy that didn't have to use a winch. Oh well, hate all you want. I've also not had a sidewall plug like the Roadzillas. One of the guys in our groups had to put a plug in his sidewall.
4 to 6 more days later.
Alright guys, this is going to be an example of why you don't...
You need to get something around this though too, I think. What the fuck
Yeah.
does that do?
That's an outside.
It's fucking seals it.
That's fucking extra.
This is why you don't silicone your transmission at midnight after drinking beer all day.
I've never drank in my life.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
So basically, as you can hear by my voice, I am in the ginger compound. Dude's in the ginger compound.
An update.
Yeah, big update.
Over here. Yeah, that diff. Yeah, she got thrown right in. So the front end is back together. That was before a few beers. She's on the biggest tires I could find.
Yeah. Oh,
For race day tomorrow. I got stock 32s going on it. So we'll see if she can do.
so part of the race day problem is it is midnight, and tomorrow he's supposed to race Indiana Jones. It's gonna be 2-seat Pro R versus 4-seat Pro R, and figured we should probably at least get the silicone on here. I ain't worried about it, dude.
Get my meat out of your mouth.
I'm ready to roll. And we are working with some old silicone here.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually had silicone?
And we're pretty sure he did show you guys the delete kit here. It's just this.
That's nice. So
Instead of the clutch pack.
Yep. if I break that, there's gonna be a problem. Now if I break other things, well, that's my problem.
I mean, you're probably gonna break
At
some
this
stuff.
point, it just seems like you're concerned. The 2-seater guy is ready to roll.
Yeah.
I got a full radio, stage 4 upgrade, and we're ready to rip.
That's a thick bead.
Well,
That's what I say.
I'd do a little rub down. You don't want any of that lube getting in the tranny.
oh yeah, she'll be alright.
Okay. I'm just trying to help you out.
Dude, you got shit up everywhere.
Wanna do it, dude? Let's see if I can
That's
find some better
bad.
caulk.
Here, I got some barbecue.
There's
Yeah.
chunks in here. Holy. Dude, you need to start over.
I got gloves.
Are we sure that's actually new?
No, that one actually is. I just cut it open.
Why'd you cut the whole thing off? The little nozzle would have made for a
No, there was no
bead.
fucking nozzle. That's what I cut. I can't. I don't know where the fuck my caulk gun's at though. Fuck. What's going on?
Dude. You only need a fucking 8-inch bead, not a fucking 3/8 bead. God damn.
3/8.
Dude, we gotta wipe this all off.
No.
Yeah, there's chunks all the way.
You know what that is?
There's
You know what that chunks are? That's sealant. There we go.
Well, all right, guys, we somehow made it past full Haggard. I don't really know what's happening right now.
Yeah, me neither.
what the f are you doing with that?
I don't know either.
Dude.
I'd like to call this factory spec, but I'm having trouble with this
Put
one.
the top on here?
What?
We just like squirt it out of here like this.
How it goes on. Shit.
Shit, I don't know. You took the thing apart, man.
Fuck. I was over then too. I'll let you go to the backside. Oh,
Resting him a little bit.
Well, all right, guys, it's the next day when we're a little more sober. So the goal first was to see how much shit we screwed up by working on this drunk. And it looks like we didn't screw anything up really.
Yeah, it moves.
It moves under its own power. As you can see, kind of back together. Got the primary with the Bikeman Clutch in it now. So the next video we'll be doing some testing, see how that is and see how everything is, including the Joe Coffman torque
limiter delete.
Thank you.
And then his Hill Killer diff in this, which is kind of a new design.
That you can't see, but it's in there.
Yeah, it's so basically they took the old selectable four-wheel drive out, so it's going to be locked in all the time, but it is a limited slip differential as well. Yeah, besides that, we're going to button this thing up and we're going to go ride. So if you guys want to see that, obviously like, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. You subscribe, you're going to get the notification for me beating Indiana Jones on his own home course track.
I've been practicing all morning while they're building this thing.
You know, you guys probably struggled or watched a video of me struggling doing this by myself at first. It was nice getting a couple hands putting the transmission back together.
Yeah.
It took all four of us.
And sorry we didn't get much video, but we literally started doing this at midnight after drinking all night, so we weren't in the best of condition.
Yeah, it took four of us to do what I did by myself. Let's put it that way. And we all struggled. Well, let's get this buttoned up.
Let's go, Senator.
He's getting anxious to get beat by a four-seater.
Yeah, I've been anxious all week. All week.
I'm just happy to be back on all fours, and obviously to test that out. I'm not worried about that breaking by any means. I'm worried about everything up in the front. See if a prop shaft goes, an axle.
Did you mention we are on all four little tires?
Yeah.
Very little tires.
Very stock normal tires.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if we mentioned this, but the torque limiter delete kit is a bit of a controversial thing right now on the Facebook groups. So we'll see.
I mean,
he got the stronger diff to kind of compensate for that. We'll see what happens to all the other components.
Everybody's going to have their own opinions. When it came down to it, I don't want to break. I don't want to tear that transmission out ever again. So that's kind of where I'm at. No other side-by-side has it. No other side-by-side has 225 horse. Unless you get a Pro XP or Turbo and throw a tune on it, then you're making that same power. So, it is what it is. I got a stronger front diff, and it's a limited slip, so that'll give it a little bit more of the give in the front diff. But yes, I definitely want to tear that out. Front diff, 45-minute job. That, 4 or 5 day job.
Yeah.
So, fresh prep track, fresh prepped Pro R. Pitter patter, let's get at her. That's all I can say.
Yep. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want these videos ad-free, uncensored, and want to help us, check out our Patreon. Link will be in the description below. If you also want to help us and you need parts for your side-by-side, we have a G-Life UTV affiliate link in the description below. And you can use code Haggard5, save yourself a little coin. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, all the YouTube stuff, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Daddy's gotta go to work.